Harp, what'd you think of what Steve Cohen had to say?
I think if you're a Mets fan, you got to love that. I mean, I love that he said, I'm not tone deaf. I like to hear owners actually say that out loud, understand that the fans want what they want. But this is why I can't understand how this has become such a huge issue for Mets fans. This has been the approach all along. Look, he's paid when he wants to keep somebody. He paid for Diaz. He paid for Nimmo. You can make the case he overpaid for both of those guys. But if Alonso goes out and puts up big numbers, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't do the same thing. I know it's maybe a little different with Stearns here now, but I still think that's the plan. I mean, I guess maybe the one difference might be if Soto gets in the way of that. But even so, I think Cohen would want both. If he thinks Alonso can be the power guy, they still need, even if they were to get Soto, I still think they need big-time right-handed power, and Alonso's the guy there.
Yeah, I mean, you said it exactly. This is what they did with Nimmo. This is what they did with Diaz. And I think in that same podcast, Steve Cohen maybe spelled that out explicitly, that, like, we've done this before. I think he said something about, like, guys want at this point to test the market, and that's their right. He said, I support them in doing that. We know that Alonso is now a Boris client, which makes it all the more likely that he'll want to test the market. So if they want to sit back and let him do that, they have the benefit of Steve Cohen's deep pockets to be able to match something. And I think that's a position of comfort for the Mets at this point, and they should be able to enjoy that a little bit. I was looking at, like, who else will be a free agent this upcoming offseason, and of the first baseman, Pete Alonso is going to be the youngest in 2025. He's going to be 30 in 2025, so he'll be worth a lot of money. So he probably wants to go see what's out there for him. Yeah. But I think he'll be worth even more money to the Mets.
It is so one point I think we should point out. The reason I think it's gotten this far because Alonso's asking for more than they think he's worth.
Correct.
If he goes out and proves it, then I think they'll pay him.
Well, right, and pay him market value.
Right.
There's got to be a team. Let's just say Pete thinks he's worth $300 million and he hits 60 home runs this year. Somebody's going to have to be willing to pay him $300. Right. The Mets shouldn't be bidding against themselves.
Exactly.
But it's refreshing to hear right from the owner's mouth, because now I trusted him because of his actions. Money has never been an issue with Steve Cohen, and even this year, it's not an issue. It's not that he's afraid to spend on Blake Snell or Cody Bellinger or Jordan Montgomery. It's that he doesn't want to overpay for those guys if he doesn't think that it's worth it. So when it comes to Pete Alonso, just like with Brandon Nimmo, if he believes that it's worth it at the value he expects, he's going to bring him back. If Pete gets more on the open market than he thinks he's worth, like DeGrom did from Texas, then maybe Pete will be playing elsewhere. But he just said it.
That was an exceptional case with the injury problem.
Right.
I don't even know if that would keep Alonso. I think Nimmo, they overpaid for Nimmo, but they wanted him.
And the owner just told you, I hear you, Met fans. I love him too. I hope he makes it difficult on me and hits 55 homers. Bottom line is what I take from that. Pete's not going to. It'd have to take a ridiculous offer from somebody else, which I don't think he's going to get. Pete will be a lifelong Met.